Hey, beautiful people. Welcome back to another episode of Getting Under the Skin. I'm Topaz Adizes, and today I want to share with you guys how to play the and. Now, if you know what the and is, great. If you don't, let me explain. When we started this project of having these conversations between people, and it was really powerful, and people saw on YouTube and Instagram and TikTok and all that, they're asking, hey, we want to have these conversations in our own life. So we took our questions, 199 of them, 199 questions in each box, and shared them. We have actually 12 different decks of different relationships, from coworkers to strangers to family, friends, dating, healing, amusing, long-term couples and couples, right? This is a game for exploration. And unlike many games, there's no winner. There's no way to win. It's not about winning. It's about surprise, exploration, fun, joy, cherishing the relationship you have, learning something new. That's the offering of these card games. Some people play every morning. They wake up for their coffee. They'll pull one question and them and their partner will talk about it. Or before bed every evening, they'll pull it out and talk about it. Or making sure on date night, it helps with date night, right? You're probably wondering, well, who needs card games to have a conversation? Well, it's really helpful because they ask different questions that you wouldn't ask otherwise. And they also put you in a position of having to answer them without explaining why you're asking them to begin with. What do I mean? If your partner comes in and says, why do you love me? You're not wondering why you love them. You're wondering why they ask. But if there's a card game and they're asking this question, you know why they're asking it, because you're playing a game. So one thing that people ask, a lot of our audience now ask, is how do we play this? How do we play this in a group setting? You know, I have here the family edition. How do we play in a family edition, not just one-on-one? Well, I have two ways. I have two ways that I play with my family and friends when we're in a big group. You pull out the questions, you mix it up, and there's one of two ways that I like to play. One is I'll ask a question that each person in the group will answer for me, to me, right? What do you think life is teaching me right now? So then we'll go around the room, and each person will say what they think life is teaching me right now. Then the next person goes, asks a question, and everyone again answers that question to them, right? And we all witness that and share in that space. Another way to play, it's a bit quicker, and is kind of like spin the bottle, or you just choose before you read the question, you just say, okay, Jimmy, I'm going to ask Jimmy a question. Boom. And you read the question, and Jimmy answers to me. I give the cards to Jimmy. Jimmy then, before pulls out the card question to read, says, I'm going to ask Rebecca a question, and then picks her card. So before you know what the question is, you select who you're going to ask. Then when you're done answering, you give the person that you asked the question, and they choose someone they're going to ask the question to. That's the one way to play as a group, right? Now there's a special deck, they're all special decks, but one of my favorites is the Self, and it's quite different because it's meant for you to play on your own. So I suggest for the Self deck, you pull out a piece of paper and you write whatever it is you're wondering about, whatever it is that you're spending time in. What do I need to learn right now? What should I do about my job? How do I confront this issue? Why am I feeling this way? Right? Then you pull out the Self deck. Just a great way of creating the space for exploration within yourself by positing questions that you wouldn't expect to ask or randomly are asked of you. What's the one thing I need? What's the one thing I know I need to do but I haven't yet, and why? So I would answer that question in relation to the core thing that I wrote at the top of the page. Right? And I just keep going through these questions, and the questions are asking me questions in relation to that dilemma or challenge or question that I have in my mind. That's how the Self edition has been designed. Another interesting way we found the Self edition to be used is, a lot of people love the Strangers deck to break the ice, right, with other people. But the Self deck is another great way to break the ice, whereby you're asking yourself a question in a group setting and you're answering it to yourself. So it's a great way of kind of opening up some vulnerability for yourself, right? You're in a group setting, and you mix the card, and you choose, what mental states do I find myself in often, and what will I lose by letting them go? And you would answer that in a group setting about yourself. So it's very revelatory. Opportunities for vulnerability and sharing, or not. Remember, in the end, one of the rules for sure is that you don't have to answer anything you don't want. You don't ever want to really put someone in a corner and have them answer something they don't feel comfortable, that they don't desire to answer at the moment. Always give people freedom to not answer, to pass. But that's how we play the and. We have over 12 editions. That's some suggestions for how to play it in group setting, how to play the self deck. I would love to hear from you guys how you have found to play the and. Are there other ways that you guys have played that you found really helpful and useful? Please let us know. We'd love to track that. Have a good one. Take care.